Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's power session on all things work, life, and more balance, which personally I think is a myth. And I'm here to show you what actually works and how you can feel more in control of your life without burning out or giving up. So, first things first, let's do logistics. I want everyone to go ahead and set your chat to everyone so that we can have a very immersive experience today. We are all juggling so many of the same things up in the air, and it's always nice for us to share with one another what's going on top of mind. We've got our wonderful, wonderful Jennifer Ogilvy in the house tonight. For those of you that are members of Silk and Sonder, you have probably seen her before at a Sonder Social. If you are brand new to Silk and Sonder, I'm Meha. I'm the founder and CEO. I also am a life and mindset coach. And so we do these power sessions to really give you a taste of what Silk and Sonder is all about, but more importantly, give you the space and time to actually reflect on what is going on for you and how you can live a life that's more aligned to your own values. So at Silk and Sonder, we are passionate about helping you live a happier, healthier, longer, and more fulfilling life by reducing stress, reducing burnout, reducing anxiety through guided journaling and community, personality development, and human powered AI coaching, which we're going to be diving deep into today. We really are in the business of helping you reconnect with yourself and designing a life that's really, really inspiring for you to wake up to. And so, without further ado, let's move on along. Great. So, again, many of you are members of Silk and Sonder, which if you are, please pop into the chat and tell us how long you've been a member and where you're dialing in from if you haven't done so already. We offer two main things at Silk and Sonder to really help with transforming your life to take you from where you are today to where you want to go. We've helped thousands and thousands and thousands of members reclaim the driver's seat of their lives through one or both of these offerings. So guided journaling membership, that is what you see on the left. You choose between a physical or digital planner. It's a new month, a new theme, and it has plenty of exercises for reflection and intention setting and habit tracking and tracking all the things for those of you that are looking for a more tactile experience into your emotional well-being. We also give you access to our mobile app that has thousands of what we call daily rituals, which are guided journaling activations. And then you also get access, of course, to community-led events led by folks like Jen O, where it's really like a group fitness class with your instructor. And so you get to come in, set up your journals together, go through the various different exercises that are different month over month, which is an excellent, excellent way to enter the journaling and planning ecosystem. But it's also wonderful for those of you that already have a practice to just have a little bit more organization and structure. And then on the right side, we have what we'll be diving deep into today, which is personalized life coaching. And this is really your operating system, your blueprint into who you are. And we give you daily coaching action plans and access to your 24/7 personalized life coach to really fast track your success. And so that's what we're going to be giving you a little bit of a live demo and a taste of later today. And of course, my favorite thing, I'm an Aries, and so sometimes I don't always wait until the very end of webinars that I join. So we do have a very exclusive offer that will be expiring within 24 hours. I always say this, but if you don't change, nothing about your life or circumstance is going to change. And so even if you're on the fence, even if you're worried about the affordability, it's a 30-day money back guarantee. And so just go to coach.silkandsonder.com, type in balance, and you get this really exclusive offer of $75 off your first 6 months, which brings it to only about $74 a month. And if you do the math, that is around like $2 and some change for a day. So really, really great deal. But we are here today to really get in touch with ourselves. So let's go ahead and begin with a grounding activity. So I can't see you, but I'm going to trust you. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes for just a moment. And let's get really, really present. We're going to think about what brought us here today. And I know some of those answers, which we're going to cover in a couple slides. But something somewhere in life probably feels a little heavy. Maybe you feel imbalanced. Maybe it's related to health or family or relationships or work or finance, whatever it is for you. You chose to show up here. For some of us, it's smack dab in the middle of our day. For others, it might be later into the afternoon. You showed up here for yourself. So I want you to honor what that reason is for you. And I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. And we're going to take 3 big deep breaths together, one for ourselves for showing up for whatever that reason is that you decided to hold, one for our fellow peers who are here on this call with us today, and one more for the community and world at large. So go ahead and inhale and exhale. One more for our fellow peers who are here with us today. Inhale and exhale. And one more for the community and world at large. Okay, great. Now we are going to move on to our poll that we have. So Jen is going to launch a poll, and I want you to just take 10, 15 seconds, don't overthink it, and tell us which of these struggles, if any, feel top of mind for you. And I'll just give you guys about less than 30 seconds. Ooh, I love doing these live. So fun to see. I'm sure people feel like all should have been an option. All right, let's give it 10 more seconds. And if any of you want to elaborate, this is a safe space. You are more than welcome to pop into the chat and tell us what specifically is top of mind. But from what we have here, it sounds like people are feeling overwhelmed most of the time. Great, because I've got all the tips on that. And this feeling that you're constantly juggling everything. Totally get that, right? That's why we're here. And it's most likely due to your personality and how your, what your relationship with time looks like. I want more control, but don't know where to start. Totally normal to feel stuck. For me personally, I am feeling I kind of oscillate between feeling overwhelmed and juggling everything, especially now that I have this new role as a new mom, and suddenly time looks a lot different than what it looked like before. So we're going to dive into that. Let's go ahead and look at some of the challenges that you are currently facing. So some people are adding things to the chat, but from your registrations, I was able to pluck out some reasons. So we're seeing balancing being a mom and an attorney. I get this so much. You're ambitious, you want to be a good parent, but you also want to show up the way that you were showing up as a high performer at work. Facing fear of the future unknowns, having a consistent practice, being able to maintain boundaries, feeling pulled in too many directions. I mean, talk about this desire for balance. It's just totally unattainable when you're just being stretched across every single category of life. Work and personal, right? This tug of war that we constantly feel. And then, of course, time management, not having time to actually live my life. We want to change that. And the reality is, we change that by really demystifying this concept around work-life balance that we've been fed from, society. We are here to change our perception and start living a life that's more joyful because, as I always say, you get one life, one brain, one body. You got to make the most of it. So moving on, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and I want you to think about 1 year from now. Like I mentioned, if you don't change anything about your inputs today, nothing is going to change a year from now. Imagine you're still stretched thin. Imagine you are still distracted. You're still saying yes to everything and everyone but yourself. And as a result, you're still feeling exhausted, heavy from life. In that process, you haven't started that new habit. You haven't started that project. You haven't lived in that moment of calm that you keep putting off. What have you lost? What or whom has been neglected? And how would that make you feel? Go ahead and open your eyes, and I want you to drop in the chat what feeling came to mind, knowing that you would still be stretched thin, giving everything to everyone else but yourself. Go ahead and give me some reasons in the chat or feelings in the chat. For me, it's guilt and shame that really shows up. I love people are writing sadness, disappointment. Yeah, like that is what happens when we don't prioritize ourselves and our relationship with time. So as you guys keep popping that in, I want to move on to the next activity. Now, those of you that have been with the Sonder fam for a while, this exercise is familiar, but we're doing a bit of a different spin on it. When we are burnt out, when we are overwhelmed, it's rarely just work. It's usually a combination of neglecting other parts of our lives, right? At Silk and Sonder, we use this Wheel of Life exercise to help us check in across all the areas that matter, but not just for productivity, but it's also health, it's relationships, it's the things that help you feel creatively inspired. So it's really our self-awareness radar. So today, what I want you to do, I want you to go ahead. We're going to take about 60 seconds to do this. So just go with your gut intuition. Go ahead and write each of these categories. I'm gonna say them out loud, and then rate them between 1 and 10 based off of how satisfied or how fulfilled you feel. Don't worry about whether it's balanced. Don't second guess the number. Just go ahead and jot whatever comes to mind. So first, go ahead and write every category. So number 1, personal growth. That's things like podcasts, reading, stuff that really helps you learn. Romance is number 2, career, spiritual health, adventure and fun. Number 6 is relationships, it's friends and family, as opposed to romances with your romantic partner or search for one. 7 is community. It could be in real life or virtual. Sonder fam counts. 8, finances. 9 is health, physical or mental. 10 is home environment. I'm sorry for my typo, but 11 is parenthood, if applicable for you. And that could be, your journey into parenthood. Maybe you are already a parent. If it's not applicable, just ignore it. In this exercise, you can also just cross out anything that doesn't resonate for you. Just focus on the categories of life that you do connect with. So take a moment, 1 to 10. Some things might have similar numbers. Just go ahead and write the number down. Give people a couple seconds. And if you're done, maybe just write "I'm done" in the chat so I can get a sense of where we're at if you've rated all 11 categories or 10. Great. Love it. We've got some quick folks. So I love doing this exercise for demystifying balance because it can really visually or textually really contextualize where we're at. I want you all to look at the lowest categories, and I want you to tell us, what are your lowest 2 or 3 categories that jump out to you? And maybe they're not your lowest. Maybe there's something you rated, sorry, in the middle, right? Something even 4, 5, 6, that's totally fine. But what are the categories that kind of jump out to you as, oh, I really want to increase this part of my life right now? Drop them in the chat so I know what types of categories people want to pay attention to. And as you do that, we'll move on to the next exercise. And we're going to dive a little bit deeper, right? And this session is not complete if we don't include deeper reflection and intention setting. So on your same piece of paper or in your journals or wherever you're doing this, I want you to think about what areas of your life, so you can start with the category, but really dive a little bit deeper on the specifics around this area of life or areas of life that are demanding more from you, but rarely giving back. So, for example, some of you might feel that work is like a bottomless pit. You finish one thing, you got 3 more things that show up. You're constantly pouring energy in, but rarely feeling fulfilled. Others, like myself, social obligations. You say yes to every invitation, or maybe you have a spouse that's extremely extroverted and wants to do things, and you do it for them, even when you're tired because you don't want to let them down. Maybe it's parenting or caregiving. You love your child or your parent, but you never feel like there's enough space for your own needs. Maybe it's your inbox, constantly responding, letting email get to you, but you're never feeling like you make progress. So just go a little bit deeper than the high level category on what the specifics are that feel like they're really, really taking a lot from you, but not giving back. And please share in the chat. And I'll give you guys about a minute to do, or 45 seconds to do this. And as you do that, I'll share for me, apart from the social obligation one, I really feel like there's this mental load of switching between my various roles as a founder, a mom, a daughter, a wife, a manager, a leader. And even when I'm not technically working, my mind is in motion. Or when I'm even here working, I'm thinking about, oh, when will I get a free moment to go say hi to my daughter who's in the house but with a caregiver. So really, really just feeling like I'm struggling with this ability to be present. Um, and if it really feels like I'm off when I can't really forgive myself for being present where I'm at. So noticing that, but I would say the social obligation is definitely one where I feel like I'm giving and accepting social events for the sake of them meeting my new daughter rather than just focusing on the time that I want to spend with myself and my family. So those are some of my examples. I'm seeing emotional labor, always responsible, but very little time for yourself. So yeah, keep sharing in the chat. And let's move on to the next question. This is almost the other part of balance, thinking about balance, or what we're going to be talking about as harmony. What are you trying to squeeze in, but never seem to make space for? So these are the things like, you're going to go for a walk, but then you get a meeting booked. And so your day gets full. You never prioritize it. So health is then suffering. You want to journal consistently. You want to organize your thoughts on paper, but when you don't wake up on time, you just ignore it and you never get to it. So then you just operate your days with emotional clutter. Um, maybe you want to start date nights or solo time, but you're always deprioritizing that because you want to spend time with your greater family or whatever that might be. Or maybe it's as simple as you just crave stillness. You want 15 minutes to yourself, but your calendar's in the way. So think about what you are trying to squeeze in, but just never make time for. And for some of you, it might be a big project. I'm seeing hobbies, working out, decluttering, cozying my environment, exercise, reading, financial control. Yes, Tina, I always put off any financial planning stuff till the very, very end, and then it feels like such a chore. Health, hobbies. I love that people are talking about hobbies. That is something that really inspires creativity and actually makes you a better performer even at work if you have a career, and people just don't do it because they think it's a waste of time. So I'm really loving the awareness here. Okay, great. Keep chiming in, and again, you can always come back to this to reflect deeper after the session. Let's move on. Okay, question 3. If you stopped chasing balance and started honoring your real bandwidth, what would change? So some examples here might be if you stop saying yes to meetings that don't need you, you might feel guilty, but you just have to do it. Or maybe asking for help because that'll give you some time for yourself. Or maybe needing to admit that you didn't do as much this season. That's okay, but that doesn't mean you're failing. So think about what that is. What would you need to do if you could stop chasing and really honoring what you have time for? And again, guilt and shame free, right? It's going to feel uncomfortable to admit it. Okay. So moving on. Yeah. I don't know if I'm saying Marat or Marev right, but yes, so you're gonna get, I'm powering through these because there's a lot of content I want to get through. You'll absolutely get access to the recording and you can go deeper. And as part of your onboarding, this is some of the stuff that you have to reflect on with personalized coaching anyways. So you're already ahead of the game there. Balance assumes that everything gets equal weight, energy, and attention all the time. But I'm here to remind you that life is not a pie chart, right? Your life is not symmetrical and it's certainly not static. Real life is dynamic, messy, rhythmic. Some seasons ask more of you professionally, some demand much more from you and really require rest. Others call for you to create, build something big, lead, and that's okay. So the problem is not that you are not balanced, it's that balance was never even the real goal to begin with. So, why do we always feel behind? Next slide. You feel behind because you are managing time when you should be managing energy, right? The symptom you feel is time scarcity. I don't have time to do this. I don't have time to do that. That's why you're constantly feeling behind. It's not because you're doing life wrong. It's simply because of this time scarcity mindset. You're spending your most precious resource, which is your attention, your emotional bandwidth, on things that don't actually matter to you. This comes when you don't have a sense of what your actual values are. You're saying yes to obligations, expectations, and patterns. This is when you're caught in your own cognitive distortions, that thinking traps assessment that we have, which gives you clarity into how you negatively spiral. And without clarity on your personal priorities, not your bosses, not your spouses, not society's, everything feels urgent. And that urgency is what makes you feel always behind, even when your calendar is packed. So the real issue is not time, it's misalignment. And once you fix that, everything else shifts. So let's move on. Balance isn't the goal, harmony is the goal. What is harmony? Harmony is doing what matters most when it matters most to you. I'm going to say that again. It's about doing what matters most when it matters most to you. This means your day might not look like someone else's. Your rhythm might shift depending on your season, and your calendar might reflect your values, not just your obligations. So when you stop chasing this impossible standard that we've set for ourselves called balance and start honoring your own energy priorities and hardwiring, that's when life starts to feel like yours again. And I love that someone said this beautifully. I feel like I'm not living. Well, now you get to live. So I like to visually capture this with my very pretty charts. Balance is this misconception that equal distribution of life segments, every area requires the exact same amount of time and energy, assumes that life is static. Tension, when one slice suddenly starts to feel bigger, you feel like you have to squeeze the other slices to fit everything in, and guilt when one slice grows, right? So when things shrink and change, you suddenly feel like, oh my God, I'm not balanced. I'm not devoting enough attention, etc. This is the problem with 9 to 5, 5 to 9. Like that may work for some personality types. It doesn't work for everyone. Harmony, on the other hand, is this ability to kind of flow. Sometimes categories of life will naturally overlap and support one another. Flow-based energy, values, and priorities. It's about doing what matters most when it matters most. It's about having seasons of deep focus for certain categories, and it's most importantly about integration, not separation. Sometimes when your career is thriving, your finances are thriving. Sometimes when you take more time for yourself, you show up better for your relationships. It's not about the time, it's about alignment. So, how the heck do we translate this into a practice? At Silk and Sonder, we're all about helping you unlock clarity on who you are, what you want, and how you need to get there, right? And so balance is not just about what you're doing, it's about how you're wired to operate. Some of us need structure to feel stable, others need space to feel creative, some thrive with a full schedule. And this is all the information that Silk and Sonder distills about you so that you can naturally move through the world. And MBTI and Enneagram are just two of the personality assessments that we had you take for the session today. But this is part of your onboarding with Silk and Saunders Personalized Life Coaching to help build your manual into who you actually are and what you actually need. So let's move on, and I'll give some examples. For those of you that actually did your homework, you know your Enneagram, you know your Myers-Briggs. So drop in the chat which one you are and whether this resonates. And take a moment to pause so you can see. It's very important to understand where you struggle with this concept of time, what your tendency is to feel overwhelmed, and what you need to feel restored. So for me, I'm a type 3. I absolutely rush through tasks, and then that causes overwhelm because I've overcommitted to success. And what I need as an energy restorer is that feeling of achievement and external validation. I always joke about this because I've come a long way with external validation. However, that is really intrinsic now, but I do require validation from the Sonder fan, making sure the products we're building are important. Now, you layer in the Myers-Briggs on top of that, and suddenly you have even more information about yourself. Time pattern. So for example, I'm an ENTP, which means, where am I? ENTP at the bottom, distracted by new ideas. My energy gets drained when I feel like I'm doing boring or repetitive tasks. And what do I need as a result? Novelty, autonomy, that's why I'm a founder, and social energy. So take a moment, just quickly jot this down. Hopefully this resonates. Really interesting stuff. However, we don't expect you to remember all this stuff, right? So we've designed Silk and Sonder's personalized life coaching to create the system to help you reflect, prioritize, integrate, and adjust. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing what aligns with your season, your values, and your wiring. Reflection happens with tools like our journaling and our coaching. You prioritize that based on your emotional energy and values. You integrate your habits, rituals, and routines. That's on you, right? Everything else Silk and Sonder is helping with. And then you adjust. Silk and Sonder helps with that as well because you give feedback and we get to learn more about you. So let's move on. I'm going to jump through this. Our personalized life coaching has all the activities that you need based off of your personality type to restore not balance, but harmony back into your life. So every day you get a personalized self-care plan or action plan, whatever you want to call it, that holds you accountable. And it is tailored to your hard wiring because personalities are fixed and we are working on mindset and behavioral changes through psychology, through a very robust algorithm that we've built in tandem with folks like myself, experts in the field, to really bring you something that's actually going to keep you motivated and harmonized throughout life. So let's go ahead and see what your 24/7 personalized life coach can do.
The 24/7 chat feature is one of the most powerful parts of your personalized coaching plan. Why? Because it gives you direct access to personalized support whenever you need it. Whether you're stuck, overwhelmed, or just need a boost, your coach is right there in your pocket. Here are a few quick tips on how to use the chat so you can get the most out of it. Let's say you're stuck on a journaling prompt. Just click the Get Help button right next to it, and your coach will jump in through the chat. Your coach will guide you with follow-up questions, reflections, or even a suggested response to spark your thinking so you're never journaling alone. Not sure how to fill out a page in your journal or plan? Just ask your coach. You can request a thought starter to spark ideas, or even have your coach help complete the page for you based on your unique personality. Some of the most popular pages members get help with are monthly intentions, habit or mood trackers, weekly setup pages. Whether you're feeling stuck or just short on time, your coach is here to support you and simplify your process. Sometimes you just need support in the moment. You can use the chat to share what's on your mind, how you're feeling, and why. Whether it's stress from work, a tough conversation, or just a wave of anxiety, your coach is here to help you work through it. All you have to do is open the chat and say something like, "I'm feeling off today and can't focus. Can you help me figure out what's going on and what to do next?" Your coach will guide you with personalized reflection, tools, and steps to help you reset and move forward, without judgment. Here are a few other ways you can use the chat. Ask for help prioritizing your to-do list, get ideas on how to structure your day, learn time management strategies that match your personality, or simply ask for a positivity boost when you need a little encouragement. No matter what you're facing, big or small, your coach is here to guide you, support you, and cheer you on. So go ahead, send your first message. We can't wait to support you on your journey.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Jen. Personalized coaching really creates harmony because you are getting a, insider view of who you actually are at your core. And when we begin to live authentically and in alignment, then all the magic and change happens. There is no other product out there that really does this as well as we do because we are doing it holistically. I'm seeing in the chat that people feel seen by just 2 personality assessments. Now imagine layering in your saboteurs, your thinking traps, your upbringing, what drains you, what energizes you, and having a system that works and is designed for you and your success rather than against you. So that's really what personalized coaching is all about. And so we are going to watch what that means and how that works in
Personalized
action.
life coaching. We're so glad you're here. By being here, you've already done something powerful. You've chosen you. You've chosen to pause, reflect, and invest in the version of yourself that's aligned, grounded, and growing. At Silk & Sonder, we believe transformation begins with intention, and that's exactly what this coaching experience is designed to support. Whether you're navigating change, building new habits, or craving more clarity in your day-to-day, you're not doing it alone. Your journey starts now, and we're here to walk with you every step of the way. Let's dive in. Now that you've completed onboarding, it's time to explore something truly special, your personality report. This is a snapshot of you, not just who you are on paper, but how you show up in the world, how you think, feel, connect, and grow. Inside, you'll find your full personality reading, including your emotional health score, your superpowers, and your areas of opportunity, all designed to help you understand your strengths, patterns, and where you might need a little extra support. We've pulled together insights from your Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, human design, love languages, attachment style, and more, including your thinking traps and saboteurs, with practical ways to navigate each one. You'll also find your core values, your wheel of life reflection, and the 3 focus areas you chose during onboarding. This helps us co-create a coaching journey that's deeply aligned with the life you want to live. We've even included learning lists, books, podcasts, shows, and movies that speak to your authentic self, and self-discovery homework to help you explore your legacy, relive your biggest highlights, and dream up your mini and major manifestations. This report isn't static, it evolves with you, and it's the foundation we'll build on together. Now that you've explored your personality report, it's time to dive into your personalized plans, your daily or weekly guide to growth, alignment, and reflection. These plans are designed for you and with you in mind. Whether you prefer to receive them daily, weekly, every other day, or just whenever you need them, you get to set the pace. There's no right or wrong way to complete your plan. Some people tackle it all in one go. Others space it out throughout the day, or even stretch it over a few days. This is your journey. Each plan begins with your mantra, a grounding intention for the day. Then comes your tip of the day, a quick, actionable insight tied directly to your personality and goals. Next, we invite you to slow down with a short breathwork practice, followed by your affirmations, designed to shift your mindset and uplift your energy. Then you'll get to reflect with your journaling prompt. If a prompt doesn't resonate with you, simply tap Replace to find one that feels more aligned. And if you're feeling stuck, just hit Get Help. Your life stylist will send you thought starters to guide your response. You can even journal directly in the plan, just type and go. Finally, you'll end with a manifestation activity, a chance to dream big and get clear on what you want to attract. And remember, if you come across an affirmation, journaling prompt, or manifestation activity that you love, don't forget to save it so you can come back to it anytime. These plans are here to support you, not pressure you. So go at your own rhythm and know that your life stylist is always just a message away. Before we move on, there's one more feature within your coaching plan that's essential, the Notes for Next Time section. You'll find it at the bottom of every plan, and it's where you can share updates, feedback, and reflections directly with your life stylist. Why does it matter? Because your plan should grow with you. While your original intake form helped us understand where you were starting, life is always shifting. And this section helps your life stylist adjust your plan to reflect your current mindset, emotions, and priorities. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and need extra support. Maybe a journaling prompt didn't land, or a new goal popped up. This is the place to share it. You can write things like, I've been feeling anxious about an upcoming move. Can we focus on grounding techniques? Or, I really love the affirmations this week, especially the ones about confidence. Can we keep those coming? You can also use it to give feedback on what isn't working. The health-focused prompts haven't been resonating. Can we focus more on career clarity instead? And don't worry, you don't need to write a novel. Just a few lines can make a huge difference. We recommend checking in at least once per week, so your life stylist can curate your next plan based on what's really going on in your world. The more you share, the more aligned and supportive your coaching experience will be, so don't skip it, leave a note, and let your life stylist know how they can best show up for you. If you ever feel like your coaching plans are too much or not quite enough, know that you can update your preferences at any time. Inside your dashboard, you'll find a section where you can customize everything from when and how often you receive plans, how many affirmations and journaling prompts are included. This means your plans can flex with your schedule and your energy. You can also update your focus areas as your goals evolve. Whether you're shifting priorities or entering a new season of life, we make it easy to adjust your focus. And we keep a log of all your past ones, so you can always reflect back on how far you've come. Your coaching experience is designed to grow with you. So if something feels off, take a moment to reset your preferences. We'll take care of the rest. Let's talk about one of the most powerful parts of your coaching experience, the 24/7 coaching chat. This is your direct line to support, anytime, anywhere. Whether you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, unmotivated, or just need a little guidance, your life stylist is right here for you. Stuck on a journaling prompt? Just hit Get Help, and your life stylist will jump in with follow-up questions, suggestions, or even a sample response to get your thoughts flowing. Not sure how to fill out a page in your journal or weekly plan? You can upload a photo, ask for feedback, or even have your life stylist help complete it with you based on your personality. Some of the most popular pages members ask for help with are things like monthly intentions, habit or mood trackers, and weekly setups. But chat isn't just for journaling, it's for life. You can reach out when you're having a tough day and just need to talk it out. Feeling anxious before a meeting? Hit send. Can't focus? Your life stylist will help you understand what's going on and suggest small steps to reset. You can ask for help prioritizing your to-do list, structuring your day in a way that works for your energy, or finding time management tips that align with your personality. Or maybe you just need a little encouragement or a mindset shift. We've got you. Your life stylist is here to support you, guide you, and remind you that you're not alone on this journey. Want to go even deeper in understanding yourself? Head over to the Content Library. This is your space to explore powerful topics like your Myers-Briggs type, Enneagram number, core values, or even self-limiting beliefs through expert-led masterclasses and guided exercises. Whether you're craving clarity, tools for growth, or just curious about how your mind works, you'll find something here to support your journey. And the best part? We're constantly adding new content, so you'll always have something fresh to explore, led by coaches, psychologists, and thought leaders you can trust. You don't have to go through it all at once. Just follow your curiosity and let your growth unfold. You're officially ready to begin your personalized life coaching journey, and we couldn't be more excited to support you. Remember, there's no perfect way to do this. This experience is designed to support you, your rhythm, your growth, your goals, and you're never doing it alone. If you ever need help, have a question, or just want to talk something through, reach out to your life stylist directly in the chat or email us anytime at concierge@silkandsonder.com. We're here for you, every step of the way. Personalized life.
Great. Now, before we get into this reflection again, I want to answer a couple things in the chat. I love watching this video because it just makes me so proud to remind myself that when I build products from heart and from places of need for myself personally, I get tears in my eyes just talking about it, but I get to positively transform and impact so many of your lives. So I was really enjoying reading so many of your messages, and I love that you all show up for yourself, even though you already have the product and you're always looking for new ways to engage with it. So I really appreciate that. I also want to mention that Kelly is jumping ahead, but one of the surprise features that we do have in the works, I think it's going to be rolled out at the latest sometime next week, is this opportunity to talk to your responses. So we're starting with journaling prompts where you can actually click the mic icon and be able to have a speech to text experience so that you don't have to sit there and type. I know sometimes writing it and then taking a picture, it can get cumbersome. So depending on what you need, we're going to be offering that. And then in a couple of weeks, we're going to also allow you to send your messages via speech to text to your life stylist as well. So we're working on that. We also have a bunch of fun expert-led live sessions happening with human design, Big Five personality. We've got childhood wounds, and all of that is going to become on demand. So meaning you can get access to it through the content library if you aren't able to join us live. That's included as part of your membership. And then one last question, and then we can move on. Tina or Tenna, I don't know if I said that correctly. Coaching is available on your computer as well as on your cell phone. So you'll get a text message so you can easily access it on your phone, but you can use that same URL and email it to yourself, or you can just go to coach.silkandsonder.com, log in, and see all your plans. So you'll absolutely be able to access it on desktop as well. So let's move, or we're not there yet. We still got to do our reflection. So I want you to all close your eyes and I want you to think about 90 days from now. That's 3 months. And we all know because many of us have been using the Sonder method. And for those of you that are brand new, it takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to experience transformation change if all you do is show up consistently. So imagine 3 months from now, 90 days from now will be what? July, August, September, almost, closer to the end of the year. You are waking up clear and not scattered. Your day to day reflect your real priorities, things that feel more energizing to you, not just your obligations. And you're no longer chasing balance. You're living in full alignment because you invested the mere $2 a day on yourself for showing up, for having a fast tracked path to success through a product that understands you better than a coach, a therapist, even yourself or your spouse or your partner or your friend or your family member understands you. And that's the power of when we combine technology and human together, we're able to give you the shortcuts to a better, more harmonized life. And that is simply by a change you can make today. If you're not already a member of the Silk and Sonder personalized coaching platform, you can make that change and that shift today. Because if we move on, and I'll say it again, I sound like a broken record. If you do not change your inputs, if you do not invest in yourself, which by the way, I invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a coach, an executive coach, and a life coach. And without that, I wouldn't have even built Silk and Sonder. So imagine what's possible when you change your inputs, when you use something like Silk and Sonder's personalized life coaching to better understand your needs, your wants, your desires with the playbook to get you there, then your outcome changes. But if you do nothing, if you don't sign up, if you don't really invest in yourself, we're already halfway through the year, nothing about your outcome is going to change. And that's just the reality of this work. You can't just dream it, you've got to take aligned action. Now we can do our tried and true options. That's totally fine. There's space for that. If you can access and afford traditional therapy and coaching, generic self-help programs, you can do it. But it's not going to fast track your results. It's really there to supercharge you, right? To me, I love these. I do all of this. So for me, I invest in all of that. But that alone doesn't help me get to where I want to be fast enough. And with Silk and Sonder's personalized life coaching, it's affordable, it's always on, it's dynamically built for you, it's also evolving with you. We are constantly adding more assessments and more information and algorithmic improvements to help be even more tailored and personalized to you. And my favorite thing is this is really through the Silk and Sonder way, right? We co-create with me, my team, experts, and the community. That's how Silk and Sonder's guided journaling program became the best of the best. And that's how personalized life coaching is going to be the best of the best. So next, many of you are already members of personalized life coaching. So I'm so glad you came and hopefully you feel re-inspired to really invest in your experience with this product. My challenge for all of you is I want you to think of 3 friends. I've never done this before because typically you need to actually show up for this webinar to be able to access this code. But I want you to think of 3 friends, think of who they are, write their names down, who could use a little bit more work-life harmony in their life rather than struggling with this balance equation, balance act. I want you to write their names down. I want you to text them exactly what you dropped in the chat on how personalized life coaching has empowered you. And I want you to send that. That is how we stay more accountable. That's how we build this world into a better place. Because the more self-aware people are, the more joyful people are, the better the world gets to work together. So that's for all of you. For those of you that have never tried Silk and Sonder's personalized life coaching, I want you to scan this QR code or click the link that Jeno has posted in the chat. I want you to type balance as the code, and you're going to get $75 off your first 6 months. That's only $2.46 a day. That's less. That's like 3 Starbucks cappuccino or whatever, venti, blah blah blah, Starbucks. I don't even shop at Starbucks anymore because it's so expensive. But that is literally all it takes to change your life. And there's nothing more important to me than making this as accessible as possible. And so I really, really am grateful for our team to be able to offer something so generous like this. And my reminder to you is we're only getting better because of your feedback. And so scan it, join us. If you have questions, let us know. If you are signing up today, you actually get access to a white glove onboarding experience with a member from our team. And by doing your MBTI test, by doing your Enneagram test, by answering some of the questions, by rating your areas of life, congratulations, you've already done 70% of the onboarding that it takes to get to the other side of experiencing the product. So thank you for joining. Let's see, Tina has a question. What is the cost otherwise? Oh, it's $149 a month, which works out, I don't know, 150 divided by 30, still around like $5 a day. And that is what happens after 6 months. But of course, like if there's anything with your financial situation that we need to be aware of, you can always email concierge@silkandsonder.com so we can kind of meet you where you're at. And 6 months is plenty of time. One thing I should remind everyone, you have a 30-day money back guarantee. So you have literally nothing to lose and everything to gain by signing up today. You don't have to strive for balance. You just need a personalized path to strive for harmony. So hopefully I did a good job of demystifying this balance myth, and you guys really understand that time is not what we're after, alignment is, and that Silk and Sonder is your way to getting there faster. Because ain't nobody got time to waste. We have got one life. Let's make the most of it together. So thank you. I'm trying to see if there's any questions. I know we're at time. One last thing, statistically, people make the decision within 24 hours. So if you do not do that, your output is not going to change. So if you're on the fence, just commit to it. Again, we have a 30-day money back guarantee. If you try this product in the way that it's designed to work and it doesn't work for you, just email our team. Great. Thank you all.